So what's next for Robert Whittaker? Robert Whittaker has won his last fight against Ikram Aliskerov, and now he's having 2 wins in a row. And this is setting him right now on the conversation for a title fight. He's right now the number 3 contender on the middleweight division, being the number 1 Israel Adesanya, and having number 1 Sean Strickland. Honestly, the thing with these rankings is that they are not followed even by the UFC. They are made by the media and they are biased judging the position of the rankings only by selling of pay-per-views and not even in more specific fight terms. Dana White himself has complained about the situation that they are having with the rankings. And he said specifically,
for anybody to call Islam the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world when John Jones is still fighting. Like, John Jones has never lost a fight ever. He's fought all the baddest dudes in the world. And then when you think about what pound-for-pound rankings really mean, he moved it up to heavyweight and destroyed the best guy in the world. As long as John Jones is still fighting, active, and in the rankings, nobody's pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
You like or you don't like, I am best fighter in the world right now.
So yes, even the boss himself is having trouble with the situation of the rankings right now. The main thing here is, what is next for Robert Whittaker and who exactly is fighting him next? Robert Whittaker has always been one of the most dangerous fighters on the middleweight division, now having a record of 26 wins and 7 losses. Robert was the champion in 2017, and he was winning his belt against Joel Romero in a very competitive fight. And he won by a decision. He defended his belt 2 times, and the 3rd time he lost it to Israel Adesanya, losing by KO. Whittaker, since that loss to Israel Adesanya, has been having some irregular periods on his career, winning and losing some fights. And he won to Marvin Vettori just after his loss to Israel Adesanya, and then he lost to DDP after his win to Marvin Vettori, and he demolished completely. He was completely demolished by the weird Dricus du Plessis fight style. After that lose, we were able to see something different for Robert Whittaker. He was having a more aggressive but at the same time calm fight style. And he was winning to Paulo Costa by a unanimous decision. And he showed us that he was able to support the physicality of Big Paulo. And having then a really easy win now over Ikram Aliskerov. And he was able to knock him out on the very first round, showing us that he still is capable to have a really good fight and a really good level, and it's able to destroy the majority of his opponents. Right now we are on a weird situation on the middleweight division. Now we have the top 3 full of former champions, that the most of them are completely deserved to get a title fight, and the first one being Sean Strickland, and this is obviously being the person that deserves more this title fight. Losing his belt to Dricus du Plessis by the split decision, and that the most people thought that he won, and probably that fight was a robbery, including myself. And after he lost that fight with DDP, he was able to fight against Big Paulo, and he won by dominating him all the 5 rounds. Then the number 2, we have Easy, the freaky ass fighter of the middleweight division. And Easy has lost his belt 2 different times in a very short time lapse, and now having a big period of inactivity. The 2 times that he lost his belt was one KO'd by Alex Poitin Pereira, and the number 2 being completely jabbed and dominated by the Sean Strickland. Easy is the person that less deserves this title fight right now, but he's also one of the biggest sellers of the UFC in this moment. And because of this, he was given the title fight against DDP on August 17 on the UFC 305. So yes, for Robert Whittaker right now, it's not possible to have a title fight. He is behind Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya. So for me, the next fight that he should get does not need to be directly a title fight. He needs to fight to the loser of DDP and Israel Adesanya. Whoever wins this fight, it's for me, Dricus du Plessis. Whoever lost this fight has fought with Robert Whittaker and also has destroyed him. Israel Adesanya by a KO and DDP also by KO. So for me, it's more than clear that Rob is the one who needs to fight against the loser of this fight. And he can't be booked against Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland deserves 10 times more to fight for the title than Whittaker. And Robert Whittaker only wins to a very high level Paulo Costa. We get we got it given to him because it's completely deserved, and he completely won that fight. But he was almost KO'd, and on the fight with Ikram Aliskerov, he was a fighter that take his fight on 10 days notice, and he faces the number 3 on the division. So for me, it's more than obvious who was going to win. Obviously, Robert Whittaker. And for me, that's all. I think that you all should leave your comment below and thoughts about this. Who is going to fight Robert Whittaker next, and who deserves more? Also, leave your comments below, like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day. Take care. Goodbye.